This is sort of a funny detail about the presidential transition. Typically during the inauguration, there's this few-hour period during which furniture is swapped out at the White House for the incoming president. Artwork is changed. There's a little bit of redecorating that's done. And it's, all happening very, very quickly. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, this time around, there's an extra detail, which is that Joe Biden has already made plans to spray down the entire White House with disinfectant in that interim period after Trump leaves and before Joe Biden arrives. As you probably know, the White House has been suffering a plague of COVID infections. That includes Trump himself and many other people. I won't list them. So they're going to go in and hit the doorknobs and everything. And for me, this is more about the optics and the poetic meaning of disinfecting the White House from Trump, because listen, we learned, remember early on in the pandemic where people were bleaching groceries, including just like boxed groceries where you could just open the box and anyway. And then we found out that the surface transmission was really quite low. That was probably a bit overblown. So for me, this is not really about spraying down the White House with disinfectant, misting disinfectant, to literally prevent someone who works for Biden from catching the virus from a surface via someone who worked for Trump. For me, it's more about the poetic meaning of going through the White House, misting disinfectant everywhere. It's more about the metaphor of getting rid of Trump and his failed response to the pandemic. You still love to see it. The visual is to think about is hilarious, but it's more for me about cleaning the White House, not literally of Trump's germs, but of the incompetent leadership of the virus. I'm calling this fumigate. I'm not even a dad, and I was able to tell that joke. I was actually thinking, though, so first my thought was maybe Biden should sleep somewhere else a few days and give it 48, 72 hours before walking into the White House. But the truth is Trump may well be gone by then. This is the other story, and we've been covering this for the last 7 to 10 days. It's still unclear whether Donald Trump is going to stick around and actually go to the inauguration. One other possibility is he will fly out right before the inauguration directly to a rally at which he will continue to claim he won, or maybe even announce his 2024 candidacy. That would be completely corrosive to democracy. He might also head to Florida in just about 10 or 15 days for Christmas and New Year and just not come back to Washington, D.C. That's another speculation. We really don't know, and we don't care as long as he leaves. Now, if I were Biden, to be safe, I would spray, I would treat for bed bugs, I would check for electronic bugs as well. Check for false paneled walls, check Melania's rose garden for listening devices, put the solar panels back on. I would do the whole thing if I were Joe Biden. And think about how quickly things have changed, where at the beginning of this pandemic, before any of them even remotely accepted this might be a big thing, Republicans were joking about wearing gas masks. Remember Matt Gaetz wearing a big gas mask on the floor of Congress? He ended up getting the virus. They were making fun of China having trucks spraying disinfectant. And just months later, the incoming president is going to have disinfectant sprayed in much the same manner throughout the White House to clean it from the outgoing president. Things change very quickly. My only concern is let's start figuring this out. Let's get competent leadership. We know that Joe Biden is going to mandate masks at federal buildings. We know Joe Biden is going to ask Americans to wear masks for 100 days. We are hoping that we will start getting 5, 6, 7% of the U.S. population vaccinated each month, hopefully starting this month, maybe only a few percent this month, and 5, 6, 7, 8% in January, another 5 to 8% in February, and we're going to start. Hopefully the economic recovery will come with it. We're going to talk about second coronavirus stimulus. We're going to be here and there's going to be so much to do, but this transition is metaphorical in as much of a sense as it is literal. Let me know what you think. I'm on Twitter at @dpakman, and we've got a great show for you today. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, S&H Masks. S&H Masks has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. S&H Masks is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell, and that's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I've tried tons of different face masks this year, like many of you, and I still have not found a mask that is more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cloth that feels great on the skin, has a convenient adjustable strap, and it features a disposable 5-layer particle filter made of activated carbon. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as all of the other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers. And all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love S&H masks because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're an excellent company. Shipping is just $5 and shipping is free on orders over $150. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is under this video, and you can save 20% on everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.